Segue.
Next, what we got next?
Spike Lee joint, The Five Bloods. That's such a weird name, though. I thought it was gonna be some gang shit before they released the trailer. I was like, oh shit, we about to hit the streets in this movie. Nope, yeah. We about to hit Vietnam and deal with PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
So, let me pull up the cast. Before we start going into this review, can you still see me?
Yeah, I see you. I can hear you. I see you. I hear you. So yeah, this came out June 12th, 2020. Just dropped. Spike Lee directed. And man, this movie had so much stuff in it. Right at the beginning, I had to rewind it. Because I was like, what the hell? When did that happen? Who is that? You know what I mean? A lot of it I knew, but then when it had the things they actually broke down from Nam, with the people getting taken advantage of the way they were getting also taken advantage, I had to rewind it and see, oh, who was that guy who all the kids were hugging? You know what I mean? Like, I had to see that was their, like, call it like their president, prime minister. You know what I mean? That was their leader at that time. I had to do a little research. This was like this thing was like a school lesson.
It movie is, man. Like, Spike Lee's so heavy-handed with his social messages, and like, you have to stop. You're like, what the hell was this message mean? Yeah, you got to go back and look it up.
I had to look it up. I had to look over a couple of things happily. I was like, holy shit. But it had some things that were so heavy-handed. I was like, all right, like they were like saying something. They're like, yeah, man, just like this guy. You know, this guy. And it's like, it's like too on the nose with the lesson, but it's all welcome. You know what I mean? But just some points, it was like, what? Oh man, I didn't even know that was the first like guy who died in the war in the Boston thing against England was black, native. You know what I mean? I had no idea. But in the movie, they like, boom, this. Like, yeah, him. Or what I thought was dope when they're like, this guy's a real hero. He jumped on a bomb. And I think they're like, man, I'd never do that. And, like in the conversation at the bar, the little parts like that was dope. And
foreshadowing.
It was hard. Yeah, that's why I was like saying that. Like, yeah, those parts had some beautiful parts in this movie. Had some parts in the movie also where I was like, oh man, this feels like a TV show.
Yeah.
But then it also had some parts that were so beautiful and done so well that I was like, holy shit. But then it had those parts where it was like, man, it's very predictable what's gonna happen to this guy right now.
Yeah.
He's backing up a little too much.
I felt like, things were inconsistent in the film. But the one thing I'll say, one person that was a true standout was Delroy Lindo. I think this is one of his best performances I've seen him do
I have years. A feeling I know who you're talking about already. The dad?
Yes. Yeah.
Bald, right?
The bald guy, that's Delroy. Yeah,
he smoked this movie. I thought the chemistry was great with all of them. At first, it was a little wonky, but then it was like, they weren't acting. They were just being themselves, acting like friends, and they pulled it off. You know what I mean? Like, because I didn't feel like any of the actors were really acting.
Yeah, I think it was just like genuine conversations that they were having. Well, Delroy was acting. He was playing like an NRA, like...
Yeah, no. He was acting. He was definitely given a position in this movie where he had to be a different type of person. You know what I mean? But like, I'm saying when they were all having the conversations and actually just like joking on each other, cutting each other off in conversation, be like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, that felt real. Like, they were doing such a good job with their chemistry. I was like, these guys aren't even acting. They probably just got the camera rolling and they're just cracking on each other right now.
Yeah, I appreciate that in films when they talk over one another. Yeah, the conversation feels more authentic. It's not like, let me finish my lines. Now you say your lines, then I say my lines.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a, I need my monologue now. You know, and everybody kind of silences out in the background. Yeah.
Let's talk about Delroy Lindo's eyes. Like the way he'll portray that character, like he saw some shit, he'll just stop.
Yeah, there'll be moments where he's like,
oh shit, somebody about to die. Like he's getting he's getting flashbacks right now.
He would just look into the floor and he'd be looking at the constellation. Like he'd be like, yeah, man, you better stop right there, man. You stop selling me them chickens, boy. Stop selling me them chickens. You know what I'm saying?
I felt his pain that scene because I was getting pissed off too. I was like, so I'm trying to sell that man them damn chickens. Maybe he's on a vegan diet.
I was getting confused. I was like, okay, is he trying to be like, nigga love chicken? Let me give him the chicken.
Like, you know, I have watermelon.
Offensive. Like, you want a bigger one? You like big ones? Oh, you like big ones? I was like, this is getting kind of offensive. But his character was definitely like through and through above and beyond everybody else's character. I was waiting for a specific shit.
I got it. We got it. We got it.
I was like waiting for it though. I was waiting. I'm like, wow, they're not gonna do it. And then, oh, they did it. But you gotta wait to see when they do it in the movie. But I enjoyed the movie. It's not perfect. It's not as good as Black Klansman.
No.
But this is definitely a good movie. It's a good lesson, man.
Yo, what's going on with Chadwick Boseman, man? He looks sickly as hell in this movie.
yeah, he looked mad skinny. I don't know, man.
I was like, the strength of the Black Panther has left him.
He was one person in this movie that didn't really, like, he worked, but he didn't fit. Like, he felt like he was acting. The other guys felt like they were just there, and I liked the strategy that they used, like, without putting the 3D, shitty-looking...
What, de-aging?
Yo, y'all are in there. Just... You know what I'm saying? I like that they didn't put that 3D fake stuff on them. They were just like, okay, we know you guys are old, but we're still going to put you in the scene and make it look like the 60s or the 70s with the standard definition square. You know what I'm saying? I appreciated that they just said, okay, you actors just go do your thing. We're not going to put...
That shit took me out the film, though, because I'm seeing this big gut 50-something-year-old guy beside, young Chadwick Boseman. They're like, we're all the same age, bro. And the guy's like, yeah, it's like watching like an undercover cop at a high school trying to talk to teenagers.
First. Yeah, but at first it made me laugh. I was like, this is some stupidness. But when I thought about it, I'm like, I prefer... This is a better strategy than putting the fake shit on them, because that fake shit doesn't work. Like, at the end of the movie, we would show that picture of them all with the fake shit. I was like, that didn't look good at all. You know what I'm saying? But when it actually had them with the guns and they're old with the gun on the guy's belly, I was like, this is more funny than it is actually, like...
Just hire young actors to play them while they're young.
I guess, but it wouldn't be as powerful as when those things, the moves, the heartbreaking moments happened.
They had the budgets of Netflix.
Nah, man, but did it work? Did it work when the things happened?
For me, every scene with their old asses rolling in the dirt with the...
Don't worry.
The shit took me out. Like, I would giggle. I was like, you know damn well your hip's gonna hurt after doing that.
Yeah, it had those parts though, but I don't know. I thought about it from what would I rather, this or that? And I
would have rather they hired some young actors who are hungry for work. Yeah. And they're like, all right, you're gonna play young Delroy. You're gonna play
young Delroy.
Yeah, somebody.
Yeah, they. Speaking of Spike Lee and his directing style, he did a lot of tricks. He showed a lot of the Spike Lee tricks that he usually does with the different camera angles in one conversation behind the table. He did the classic like rail, like it's going straight into the camera with two people, with everything fading out in the background. He did a lot of cool stuff. Did a lot of Apocalypse Now, like things in there. I haven't seen Apocalypse Now since I was really young. So the music stood out, that part when they're entering the combat zone that they used to be in with the music playing when they were on the boat. That was definitely Apocalypse Now. I found that there was a linear thing in this, a deeper, I got my third eye open, so I see things, right? There is a bigger battle going on that they spoke about a little bit, but the real war isn't really like...
The war's racism.
It's bigger than that though. It's like how it showed Apocalypse Now, and then it showed the DJ with the Budweiser symbol, and then they even said it. They're like, "Oh man, all we had to do was send McDonald's and Budweiser here. We would have took y'all out in a week." You know what I mean? It's like the bigger war is like that. The rich conglomerate companies capitalism that are brainwashing every culture, no matter who you are, rich, black, white, poor, white, don't matter. Like, you're getting brainwashed by capitalism, and it's defeating everybody across the board if you're unaware of that. So like, I like that there's a deeper story in there that is not really like in your face, but the stuff that we're going through right now is in your face. I feel like he wrote this movie. Sorry to cut you off before.
No, go ahead.
This movie is very like right now. It's parallel to right now, but I feel like he wrote this underestimating our generation and the younger generation. Like, it had a moment when they were singing the Marvin Gaye song, and they're like, "Come on," and they're walking, and it didn't really sound right because they were tired. They're like tired old men, tired of this fight, tired of doing this. You know what I mean? Like, and they're still singing "What's Happening, Brother," and they're like exhausted now. You know what I mean? Like, they're not singing it with that same energy that they had when they're younger. And I think they're like saying like, "We're exhausted. What are you guys gonna do about this? You're the next generation." And it's like, look what we're doing. We ain't doing this. We're not tolerating that shit. You know what I mean? So I thought, while it's contemporary to what's happening right now, he underestimated us in a sort of way, not disrespectfully, but just he was trying to like, put this out as a lesson to us.
He's trying to wake us up.
Yeah, not aware that we're woke. We don't sleep on Twitter and Instagram. We up at night looking. We are sending each other stuff. You know what I mean? So
we're up at 2:00 playing Red Dead Redemption.
Exactly. Wait for Dave Chappelle to drop truth.
Let me jump in here. So yeah as you said, it borrows heavily from 1979's Apocalypse Now, and it also borrows heavily from the Treasure of the Sierra Madre from
I never seen that, but I heard
it's on HBO Max if you want to check it out.
I'm in Canada, bro. Ski mask.
Oh, you guys don't have
ski mask, baby.
So I felt like this movie's two films. In the beginning, you have like the war Vietnam vet film, and then the second half, it's the treasure. I like to call it treasure and treachery. That was going on in the second half of the film.
Yeah,
people getting paranoid, turning on one another,
which is great.
A lot of moments that are foreshadowed, and other moments where you see what's coming, like somebody walking, and you're like, oh, this ain't gonna end well.
After they just foreshadowed something so specific, why did they do that? Whoa, yeah, that's why. Here we go. Because I watched the Anthony Bourdain, like one of his episodes a long time ago in Vietnam, and they were talking about the mines and stuff like that, and how it's just everywhere, especially in those areas like the Amazon looking areas and stuff like that. I'm like, you're telling me they're walking all this way and they didn't go into anything? Oh, okay. So then they started talking about it. I'm like, all right, I see where they're gonna use some of their budget.
Explosion. I like you said, I enjoyed the isolated vocals that they would add of like Marvin Gaye during certain moments. I thought that was dope. Camera angles are good. I actually liked the camera work he did at the end credits more than during the movie. Those end credit cameras, different shots that he took, I was like, that was dope.
Like picture shots?
Yeah, he had some like dope, like if you watch the credits again, he has some dope camera angles in there. I was like, shit, he should incorporate some of that into the film.
I think that was a cinematographer who did that, the photographer, like with the cow, that stuff.
It was some of the stuff at the end where they showed like the temple, and then they showed like it was a bird's eye view. It was I think it was called a God view. Is that the frame that you use when you're doing from the top down?
Yeah,
he did
that
that
was
for
cinematographer.
The yeah, he did a dope job.
His name is Newton Thomas Siegel. He did that.
Yeah, he had.
I remember his name was at the end credits. His name popped up like cinematography. Like, make sure you know this is me who did this. You know what I mean? Like, right after Spike Lee, because I remember seeing the picture of the cow with the guy, and I was like, oh, that looks dope. And then it showed cinematography in big letters, like. So
he reuses a lot of actors from BlacKkKlansman. He uses the fat racist dude.
Yeah, he was the idiot. Yeah, he was the idiot. I remember him now.
He was in there.
Yeah, you're right.
And then the other racist guy, I think his name, I forgot his name in BlacKkKlansman, but he was one of the tourists in this film. It didn't end well for him. I'll put it that way. I was like, look at it. So it looks like Spike has a crew of like go-to actors he has now that he uses now. So
that's good. Yeah,
that's pretty dope. So
I felt like the movie, even though it was a little on the long side, I think it was 2.5 hours.
I thought 30 minutes could have been trimmed from it.
Yeah, I felt it was a little long. Like, it had some parts where it was like, okay, we get it. But then, even though they came to a closure with it, I was like, all right, this didn't even have to happen, but we'll get into spoilers with that.
I think the ending was heavy-handed too. This is a slight spoiler, but I'm just like, money's going to Black Lives Matter. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah, the hell it is.
I was like, come on, bro.
I thought it was gonna show the check for $2 million, and he'd be like, we just got money. We just got $250,000. You know what I mean? Like, the check clearly said $2 million. He said $250,000. Like, I thought they could pull something like that. But it was a little. That
was heavy-handed like hell.
That's what I mean by he underestimated us. You know what I mean? In not disrespectfully, but just in a slight way. But yeah, no, that was dope. It was a nice little message for that character's, What do you think all in all?
It's free. It's a little long runtime wise, a little heavy-handed with the message, but overall I think it's an enjoyable film, and I'm giving it a 7.
Yeah, I give it a solid 7.5. I would say if you can't take watching the whole movie, from when dude says shit, just turn it off from there and then start it again later, and then it'll feel like 2 different movies.
That's what I did.
A full enjoyment out of both, because I watched the whole thing and I was like, damn, I could have started it from here to get to the shits. You know what I mean? But if you want all the foreshadowing and all the, little story building, the character development, watch the first half and then take a break.
And wait for a Delroy Lindo to just blank out and just.
Yeah. I think that was from Apocalypse Now too, when he had the monologue like that. I think that same thing.
He'll just start staring into people's soul.
Yeah.
You ain't no son of mine. And listen, how his son find the one white woman in Vietnam?
Yeah, I was like, he stumbled down the bar.
He's like, Becky? He's just sniffing out. He's like, is that white woman I smell?
I can smell that Pantene shampoo.
He's like, oh my God, is there a white woman in here?
Yeah. Is that Irish Spring soap I smell?
I must jump on that.
Like, there's no Canteen butter in here. None whatsoever.
And
Irish Spring, though. Irish Spring is over there.
Irish Spring. And one last person I want to shout out, the radio, the Vietnam radio lady. She was dope.
That was amazing. Yeah, that was amazing because I believe that really happened too.
Yeah, that was a real person.
That was heartbreaking, man. That's such a conundrum to be in.
Yep.
So let's get into sports. I definitely recommend checking this out. Like I said, take it in breaks. It's on Netflix. You're already paying for it. Check it out. And
you ain't paying for.
Well, you're paying your monthly. You're paying their monthly.
You're already boring your dad's account, so go ahead and watch.
Oh yeah, that's true. People be sharing accounts, huh?
You're already on your parents' account. So
you ski masking bastards. You. Yeah, check it out, man. It's definitely worth watching.
All right, let's talk spoilers now.
Let's get into spoilers.
Delroy, man, they shot his ass up like Scarface. He's like, make America great.
Yeah. What hurt me was the dude took the hat. He took off his hat.
He hit him in the head. But he's like, is that great enough for you?
It's like, damn.
It's like, damn, boy.
Yeah, he had a hell of a monologue though. That monologue was great. I feel like it was directly from Apocalypse Now for some reason, but it was great. I gotta watch Apocalypse Now again.
Was he done for once that snake bit him?
Yeah. You didn't see when he had the seizure when he fell down the thing?
I just thought he had diabetes.
Nah, man. That snake bit him. I think the whole monologue of him cutting the bushes with the cutlass was in his head. That's why he saw dude after. I think that was all in his head. And then they saw him lying there looking all shook and they started telling him to dig a hole. Go over there, dig a hole.
Oh. See, in my version of the film, he's diabetic and his sugar got low because he eats a lot of junk food because he's a Trump supporter. And he probably eats a lot of McDonald's. His sugar
went on the wrong trip.
He went on the wrong trip. His sugar was low. He's fucking up.
Can't be going on trips like that, diabetic. You better go on a resort or something.
He didn't have his insulin.
That's what I'm saying. He's getting that. He's got to be he's far from that.
It was hot. It was hot out there.
Hell hot. That place looked hot as hell.
And then his son, I don't really understand. His son just came there to keep tabs on his dad, but he don't really like his dad.
That's all he's got. Well, his son is really all he has. He's disconnected from anybody else in society, so he's worried about his dad, I guess. How he flew out there and knew exactly where he was from just reading a couple of texts. I don't know. Why they weren't on the same plane?
That red hat had a tracking device.
Yeah, for real. Yeah. That was interesting, though, that he's a Trump supporter, being in the war 3 times. It was just kind of weird. That was a weird choice that Spike Lee chose to put in this. What do you think
different.
Of that?
I thought it was different. There's people out there like that. There's that black sheriff that thinks like that. He's like, oh, you pull yourself by your bootstraps and blah, 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 and you got your guns.
Yeah.
You work hard, you're gonna, cops will leave you alone if you don't do illegal stuff. People that say shit like that.
Yeah, they're lost in the sauce.
Lost in that Fox News sauce. Man.
It is good to have that dialogue though in this type of movie because it challenges your thoughts.
Yeah.
But the characters are good. Dude from The Wire was good. I don't got the names laid out right here, but
who's the guy with the cowboy hat? Because he didn't do shit except blow up.
Yeah, he didn't do nothing. I gotta let me get my IMDb going.
I got it pulled up too. I was just like, they got you in this movie just to hold a gold brick moon. He did a moonwalk pretty much into a land.
From when I met him, I was like, yeah, he's dying first. I don't even know who this guy is. Spike Lee's fucking cousin or some shit.
He moonwalked into a landmine. How you gonna just walk backwards in the Vietnam woods that are full of landmines with a gold brick in your hand?
And when he was holding the gold brick in the air, like, this is it. This is mine. I was like, okay.
I thought he was gonna get shot in the face or something. I was like, somebody gonna shoot him from the back, or he's gonna explode. It was foreshadowing something bad that happened.
Exactly. Norm Lewis. Eddie. Yeah, man.
That's Spike Lee's drinking buddy, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let me see what else Norm has done in his life.
Not a damn thing. Spike's like, yo, I got you, fam. I got you. He's like,
he's done a couple of Sex in the City Part 2, Stand By Me, Winter's Dale. I miss La Miserable. He's done a couple of things. He's a theater actor, I guess.
All right. Well, Spike was trying to hook his homie up. He's like, I ain't gonna give you much to do. But you gonna be there, You
got about 5 scenes of talking. You're just chilling in the background for the rest. But
he's like, the tagline is, "We don't die, we multiply." You show is dying.
Yeah. Oh, he died.
That tagline was stupid
his
as
body
shit.
Parts are everywhere.
That was a dumb tagline because like they didn't multiply. They literally just died.
Yeah, they died.
They had one person step up to be one, which was his son.
It would have made better sense if they like stood for the Black Lives Matter movement. If they showed that they stood for that in a better way, and then they died doing the movement, and then it showed the multiplication by getting the money to the Black Lives Movement party. You know what I'm saying? Like some sort of thing like that. But they just died. Like
they just died. Ain't no multiplying, bro.
They blew up by accident most of the time.
Now, did his son end up with that French woman?
Who cares? That was a waste of storyline.
That was a waste of, like, I was like, what are they doing with this storyline? Because she ended up taking the money and she like put it towards like clearing out the forest.
But she was a multi-billionaire anyways. Like she was colonizing that area and trying to pay for her forgiveness of her family doing that shit by going around getting people to get the bombs out because she wasn't doing it.
So
she was getting that white guy.
Should have got her pregnant. Then he should have secured the bag. Then
I guess so, because she wasn't. I didn't see her get the bomb out. Remember when he stepped on it? She wasn't like, "This is what you do. Don't worry, I got you." Put a little clamp on it and then just throw it.
Would that work though? That tying that string around you and somebody?
Nah, he would. I'm my uneducated in warfare self would say no. I have no idea.
They're gonna put that in the next Call of Duty. I'm waiting.
Ain't no tug of war tugging someone hard enough to pull them off of a bomb. Superman would have to rip you in half to try to pull you hard enough.
And then when the guy jumped on the bomb, I'm just like, you should just let it blow up. That person was far enough that they wouldn't have got hit with shrapnel.
Yeah, that was great foreshadowing, but it was so cheap. Like they just had to get rid of him. They're like, how are we gonna get rid of him? Oh yeah, he said he would never jump on the bomb. Let's make him jump on the bomb. You know what I mean? Because he's like,
what would have been good if he saw the bomb and he said, fuck that, and then like, what?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That would
if he was like, fuck it. Or shit.
Oh, shit.
Shit, no.
Not me.
But not him. There was nobody around the bomb. Like, he could just be like, get back.
Because the other person was far enough where, like, maybe some dirt would have hit them.
It's not like he threw the bomb into the little temple that they were in. That would have been more explainable. If he threw it where the temple was, and he's like, oh shit, he's gonna kill my nephew, this white girl. You know what I mean? Like, then he jumps on the bomb. That would make it more explainable. Bomb was out in the, like, in the field. Like, kick the shit. You know what I mean? Walk away.
Lose a toe or something, a foot. He lost his whole life.
Yeah. Oh man.
And they had that French actor just to be villainous, man.
Yeah.
That genre, he's just like.
One of my big real gripes of this movie is, okay, you're telling me you're gonna call your ex-ting who was a prostitute, tell her you're gonna get gold, so find somebody to get the gold sold to them so you could spend it. Before you even go get the gold, like, go get the thing, hide the thing, and then
tell her.
I might need somebody to be able to get rid of this. I could give you I have 2 bricks. You're gonna tell them you have $50 million and I didn't get it yet, but I'm going there to get it. Going where? There. You know what I mean? Like, this area. You get what I'm saying?
So he has a daughter there that he don't take care of?
He didn't even know about her. They just put that in there as an extra.
He's like, Daddy's home. Daddy's leaving.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. They could have cut all that out. She wasn't even a good actor.
That was so dumb. Hi, bye.
Bye.
Back to America.
That was a good 20 minutes they could have cut out of the damn film.
He's like, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'll see you later.
All in one sentence.
You damn deadbeat.
Yeah, he didn't even give her a break.
He's like, you got all this gold. He's like, I got gold. I don't know about you. Like, shit, I just met you.
The one dad is fighting for his son to be able to have a share of the thing. He's like, my son's getting an even share. This guy didn't even bring up his daughter. Like, I got a daughter. He didn't bring her up once. He's like, yeah, I got a daughter. She, you know, like he didn't say nothing about her.
So that woman he got pregnant, was that the radio lady or was that just the prostitute?
That was just a prostitute.
Oh, okay.
I thought she was lying too. I thought she was just like, yeah, that's your daughter. Let me see what I can get out of this guy, man.
Could be, could just be some random black guy's daughter.
Hey man, it was man, we were partying back then, and like in those areas of the military bases. He wasn't the only black guy.
Condoms were optional back then.
Were condoms even a thing back then in the 70s?
Oh man,
they didn't come until the 80s. I don't think.
Just the pull-out method. Man.
Yeah, she could have been anybody's daughter. That prostitute was just like, yeah, it is yours.
She's like, he black, you black.
Yeah,
your daughter.
You should hear what they said about her and make him feel bad and shit. Nah, she was tricky. She was tricky. She had fooled me for a second. They could have cut that whole thing out.
Yeah, that wasn't needed story. Like,
just had the French
guy
be bad guy.
Is he gonna live there now and have a family with like?
Nah, man.
He gone back to America.
His return flight. He pushed his return flight up.
He's like, shit, gotta leave now.
I was surprised he wouldn't say bye. Damn, man. Yeah.
He's not that bad of a deadbeat. He's at least he's like, I'm gonna say bye to you, never talk to you again.
He's got dance moves though. When they walked in the dance club and they're walking through that little cheesy ass scene.
When he doing the funky chicken?
He's doing like the funky chicken or some shit. I was like, okay, old man, all right. Then they went to a bar and sat down. I was like, what the hell was that? Why did they even have that scene like that?
That was the most action that guy with the cowboy hat got to do.
Yeah, exactly.
That and hold that gold brick and die.
Yeah, that's why I give it the mid-7s for sure. This movie was good. It had a lot of lessons to it though, but it was good. What other characters stood out? The son, I'd never seen him in anything before.
He was in an indie film. I think it was like The Last Black Man in San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
It got a lot of critical acclaim for that, so that should be one to check out.
Let me see this here.
The French woman. I'm not familiar with her.
Yeah, nah.
She was in Babylon AD with Vin Diesel.
Oh Lord.
So
get your checks. Get your check, girl. Get your checks.
So that's like one of her big films was that.
Okay. Yeah, I never heard of Babylon AD. Yeah, she got a couple of things on Zero Theorem. Never heard of it. I'm sure she'll blow up soon enough.
Good for Spike, man. It looks like he got some bargain bin actors.
Yeah, some hungry actors.
Yeah,
there's a lot of actor. Might as well, instead of sticking with the same people over and over and over that are
exactly
entitled actors out here, might as well get some new fresh blood out there.
Every minute they're like, just put John Boyega in there.
Yeah, nah, it's like he's a good actor and everything, but there's a lot of other talented people out there, I'm sure.
They threw Chadwick Boseman black ass in there. He's in everything.
He didn't really fit to me though. He felt kind of awkward in this movie. He only had the good part was when he got popped by accident. Other than
which
that,
was dumb. Like, was it friendly fire?
Dude panicked. I guess it happens. I can see that happening.
That's the worst way. I'd be so mad. I was like, bro, really?
I've been in fights with my friends where my friends actually punching the wrong person, so I can see. Like where my friends kicking or hitting somebody and it's hitting one of our boys too. It's like, yo, you hit the wrong guy. You know what I mean?
But so, like, let's go back to the slogan.
I could see someone panicking and shooting a machine gun, and accidentally spraying somebody.
Okay, the slogan is "We don't die, we multiply." What happened to your leader? I accidentally shot him, but we don't die.
He couldn't even tell them that, man. Like, how many years? And he's trying to act like a leader. Come on, bro. That was crazy. When I saw that was what happened, that was heartbreaking.
That shit pissed me off. I was like, really? Yeah, that's like Robin accidentally killing Batman.
Yeah.
My bad, bruh.
I chuckled a little, but then I was like, oh, man, really?
Like, you step on his cape or some shit and he falls and dies.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be something much more heroic.
Because he looked at it and he's like, "Word, you shot me?" And then he's like, "It's all good, brother." I was like, "No, real life, you would have been cussing."
Yeah,
you would have been cussing. All that brother shit went out the window.
The one thing I forgot to say in the non-spoiler thing I'll say here is the slang that they were using was all that jive turkey, all that real old man slang. They pulled that off, but like I thought Chadwick Boseman was gonna be cussing him some old school style. Like, you hit me just a little left of my belly button, you bitch ass. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
I thought he was gonna hit him with some of that, but nah.
He went out like a respectable gentleman, man.
Chadwick was still in 2020 kind of to me. He didn't feel like he was really. He didn't have that. They had that whole old school style because they're really that. Chadwick was kind of acting it, and it felt like acting to me. You get what I mean?
Yeah, it didn't have like that Dolomite, like you jive, motherfucker, you hit me right.
Yeah,
here.
like
something like that. I was expecting
like he was like, "It's okay, boss. It's okay, brother.
My brother,
Like,
my third eye is open, and so is my wound."
Yes, exactly.
Like, what are you talking about?
He kind of had a Wakanda vibe to him, you know, like he was still in that movie. So that's why I was like, I don't know. He feels like he's acting. Like,
anorexic Black Panther, man.
Yeah, he needs to.
He looks sick, man.
Someone throw a loaf of bread at him, man. He needs some carbs in his life. But man,
he was looking sick.
Yeah. Did he lose weight for this role?
I hope not.
Because remember he did something a long time ago. He did something on Instagram where he said,
he was looking sickly.
Some powerful message he said. He said something powerful, and everybody was like, "Your neck looks thinner than my ankle." You know, like
right, the sandwich.
Yeah, like people were just typing the most outlandish stuff under some powerful message he had to say. He's probably saying like, "Cops are killing people out here" in like 2012, and people are like, "Hey, you look anorexic." You know, like they were all caught up in some next. No, you need to listen to me. But yeah, what else you got to say about this movie, man?
What if somebody was trying to like warn us about aliens, but they look goofy, and we're all just clowning that person?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the generation we're living in right now.
Yeah, that was Chadwick, man.
They're like, nigga, look at your shoes. Aliens are coming right now. You got boogers coming out your nose, though.
Is that dust on your shirt? Do you know how to iron, bro? You're like,
dusty, bro.
Your lineup is off. You know, like they were saying the most. Yeah.
Yep. I think that's all I have. Yeah, definitely check it out. It's free. It's long. Break it up into different parts, man. If you have to.
Break it up into 2, an hour and 15 minutes. It's when that shit hits. The shit. Take a pause, then come back and enjoy the rest.